Man, I'm so excited. Welcome to Keeper of the Mountain. Our little bit today is exciting. I am here today to pick up the body for the boat tail Speedster. I could not be more excited. This is so cool. Wait till you see this thing. It's amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you one boat tail. Yes, one boat tail. What? Must be an IKEA version. Some assembly required, I guess. So I have 5 sheets of 18 gauge sheet metal, cold rolled metal, to build the body out of. I've got it strapped down with a strap. I've got screws holding everything down. This shouldn't go anywhere. We have holes in the sky. I picked today to pick this metal up on purpose because day before yesterday, when I bought the metal and brought it here to the shop, it wasn't raining. Yesterday it rained enough to make Noah jealous, and then today it was supposed to be nice and not rain, starting about 1 o'clock in the morning, and it wasn't supposed to rain all day. And so I figured I'll just go in the morning, give the roads a chance to dry out a little bit, because I don't want this metal getting rained on much, if at all, because the stuff rusts really fast without any paint on it. It's a whole lot easier to work with when it doesn't have rust on it. I mean, not that I can't clean that up, it's just I'd rather not. So here goes nothing. We're strapped down. It's been raining. I mean, we do live in a rainforest, so it's kind of in the name. But I'm kind of annoyed at the weatherman for getting it wrong. But, you know, if I could be wrong that much and keep my job, I'd probably keep doing it too. Anyway, let's see if we can get it home without rain. Get it in the shop. Well, I've got shop issues. Y'all know I have a small shop, and you know, I just recently moved all the sheet metal in here, and so I had to move everything away from the wall onto my car, and then I got to move it back. I just don't have any room in here. The problem I'm having with my garage is this wall right down the middle of it. And if you look at this wall, you can see that the boards kind of do that. And there's multiple reasons for that. Number one is this is a load-bearing wall. It's holding the middle of the shop up. If I were to just pull this wall out, well, the whole thing would collapse and everyone would die. So I want to use this side of my garage. Well, look at that mess. Well, there's a reason for that mess. Floor is a different height, and the floor is very poorly supported. It's OSB. It moves. You've probably seen in some of my other videos when I'm using the vise, everything shakes. Well, that's because this floor is completely rotted out. Up here, the roof leaks a little bit, and I can spend 2 days sorting this all out, getting it all straight, everything put away, and then use the vise one time and the whole thing shakes so badly everything ends up back like this on the floor. So it gets discouraging. What I need to do is get everything out of here. Once I get everything out of here, I can put a beam along here to support this center of the shop, get rid of this wall, replace the rotten floor, make it the same level as the new floor in here, and then I can put the car corner-wise and have much more room to work on it. And that's what I want to do. Which brings up a problem. What do I do with all the stuff in here? Now you might say throw it away, but it looks like a junk pile. It really does. There's a lot of cardboard in here that I plan on using for patterns and the like, and I got to break all that down. That would help. But I need somewhere to put this stuff, so I figured I'd put it in the basement. But, you know, then there's a problem with the basement. Let's go check that out. Welcome to Keeper of the Mountain. Today, we're going to be dealing with the access hatch to the basement. Now, outside hatches to basements in small older homes like this 1920 Craftsman house, it's the only way to get into the basement. And unfortunately, the only materials they had back in the day to build them out of was wood and asphalt or shake shingles or whatever. So these lids were really heavy. These things are so heavy that if you're not young and fit, you're not going to get this door open very easily. And it's going to be a real struggle, and you're going to end up with a basement that you never use. This thing weighs a ton. I can open it, but man, is it heavy. So I think we need to just rip this thing off of here and build one that's light enough I can use, and that way maybe I'll use my basement once in a while. Good Lord, this thing's heavy. Okay, the way I'm going to keep this light is I'm going to use all metal studs, and I'm going to use some light metal roofing, and it should work out pretty good. I'm going to take a metal stud like this, and then I'm going to take the metal track that goes along the floor, and I'm going to sandwich them together just like that. And once you put screws in these bad boys, they get nice and rigid, and they're still quite light. I mean, they are really light. So that should make a pretty light doorway, and it should work good. The only place I'm going to use any wood is right back here where I'm going to hook the hinges. I've taken and ripped down some treated 2x4s that will, so that they'll just slide right in here inside this sandwich of metal. And when we put the screws in to hold the hinges in, should hold fine. So let's get after this little project and see what we can do. So the lid's been in for a couple of years, and check this out. I'm really happy I did this. One finger, and it opens right up. And I have a bungee strap that's screwed to it there, goes up to a hook there, holds it up. It sits open, nice and open and out of the way. Man, I tell you what, that's way better than that old heavy wood one. Well, yesterday we had a problem with a little bit of water in the basement. Sump pump, which was never installed correctly, was something I've been fighting with. I'm gonna have to redo the entire basement in order to get this done. I gotta just dig it all up, put in drain tile, put in the proper sump, all that kind of stuff. However, I know the neighbor had a worse flood, and they had a company over pumping it out. Today, I come outside and I look in my backyard, and look what I found. It's just water just puddled up. Look at that. And it's a creek. You can see the water running, coming from the neighbor. So apparently they have a sump pump that's just pumping it out into their yard, which is then running downhill to my place. We look over the fence and see what they have done. Yeah, a hose right over to the fence line, to the backyard. And look at it all just pouring out of there. Just gushing out right by the fence. So that's now saturating the ground around the back of my house. Flooded my backyard. Now let's take a look at my basement. Look at that. Holy cow. Stairs are floating. Everything's floating down there. Absolutely everything. Now, let's start by seeing if we can get the steps back where they belong. Let's see how much water's in there. Looks like I have about 18 inches down here. My boots are only 10 inches, so I'm gonna get soaked trying to get down here to rectify this issue. Everything just floating in water. It's a good thing the valuable stuff is up off the floor, except for that one bucket of tools right there. Hopefully there's nothing in there that's been ruined. Everything else is either on the table or back there up. So I can't even get over to my pump, which I don't even know why. My pump is clear back there. See that? That's my sump pump and it ain't running. Plugged in. I don't even know how to get back there because I have hip waders, but I'm pretty sure my hip waders are back there on the other side. Now that was poor planning on my part, but I don't know how the heck I'm gonna get in here to pump all this out. This is ridiculous, and it's because my neighbors have flooded my house. What a mess from the flood. I gotta clean all this up. So let's just get busy. Here, let's do this. I have a rake. Let's just get busy. Yeah, that worked pretty good, I think. Well, let's take a look at the problems. See what we got to do to fix them. Well, there seems to be no real end to the issues this basement has. I mean, there's erosion holes under the old concrete. The old concrete's all broken up. You can see a line right along here where it was patched in, where they made this mess. And it kind of goes jagged here back in behind those piles of trash bags. But everywhere on this part is absolute garbage. And this is a problem. I mean, that looks at first glance to be a pretty nice setup, right? Problem is, that over there is a good foot lower. And on top of that, this bin is solid concrete and no water can get through the sides. It has to come over the top. So as a result, I've got about a foot of water over here before it even thinks about pumping it out. When the pump fails, which it does, you just saw that in the picture, you have to go from the stairs all the way to the other side of the basement through the water to get to the pump, to get the pump to work. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that's not very good planning. There's several problems here that I don't like. So what we're gonna have to do, or what I'm gonna have to do, because I know you're not gonna do anything, you're just gonna watch. I'm going to have to break out all this concrete. I'm gonna have to remove that bin, to break this out all the way up to the crack, remove all this broken and nasty concrete, get it all out of here. Then using my laser level, I'll get it all level, the same level, and then, and only then, can I start remedying this problem by, doing something like digging trenches and putting drain lines in to a brand new sump. I'm gonna put the brand new sump right here next to the stairs where these garbage cans are. I'm just gonna dig down and put a sump in there that's connected to all the underground pipes. So all the groundwater will just go through those pipes and into the sump and get pumped out before water ever gets high enough to flood anything. And as far as the new surface, let me show you. Yep. Pavers. I had a customer give me a whole truck full of pavers. It should be plenty to do my basement. Looks like fun. I think it'll work. Water should pass right through them and, shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so there's a lot of concrete down here to break up and haul out. Fortunately, it's very poor quality concrete, so it breaks up pretty easy. But that doesn't make it lightweight. So it's going to take some time for me to bust all this concrete out of here before I can even start digging, because I got to haul all of it up those stairs and haul it away. And I only have part of the day, one day to work on this, just about every weekend. So this is going to take a while. So there'll be an update at some point when I get farther along. But until then, it's going to be a while before I can fix my garage.